Let's Hunt is a video series with tactics, weapons, locations and other useful tips, always around one particular animal. Good to see you, Hunter. We have a new animal in the game, the Rock Ptarmigan, and it lives here in Val-des-bois, and of course we want to go have a look, see if we find a few and see how we can hunt them. I'm starting here at my ibex tent in the north of the map, and I've already gone out here today a little bit to see what I can learn, what I can find. I didn't want to be totally unprepared. And the equipment that I'm going to use is the 22 rifle, the Plinkton, with the long range scope with the 12 times zoom. For a reason you will see later why that is. I will also bring the shotgun with the slug scope, also the bigger zoom scope. But I can tell you already, I really expected this animal to be really similar to the pheasant. But it's a little bit different to hunt this ptarmigan from what I've seen so far. They are really hard to shoot with the shotgun unless you're really close. You can shoot pheasants when they fly away from 50-60 meters sometimes even, especially when you shoot multiple times at them. But the ptarmigan is a small bird. It's not easy to hit, and apparently the shotgun is not really the best choice, especially when it's further away. What I've seen, what I really like is I've been running around, I've been tracking the birds, and sometimes I've seen patches of ptarmigans, of tracks where there were like 10 different birds. Of course we find the ibex up here as well, so here's our first ptarmigan. I think my level is already somewhere at 2.5 or something. And what I've seen really is there's a lot of birds sometimes clustered. So in one spot I actually counted 11 different tracks or tracks from 11 different birds. That's really great, and it's good that there is a lot of them because they flee very fast. Oh, I'm in the middle of them right now. So that is the similar part to the pheasants. If they hear you come, they will just duck. So we're very lucky here to run into them already. I see 2 of them and I will take them out, but then let's especially listen to what we hear, because that is what I found is important when we hunt them. And I hear nothing. This means there's really only these 2 guys, because what I've seen so far is when they fly away, you can really hear where they go. This is a lot different to the pheasant. And how about this for a starting picture? The female ptarmigan in the front and the male in the back. We've got our first 2 ptarmigans here in this video. But like I said, it's not my first that I shoot. As far as the weight, I've been looking at that a little bit. And this one is 0.5 kilograms. And the female will probably be similar, 0.5 kilograms as well, even heavier. So I'm not sure really what is a good scoring ptarmigan. The pheasants are a big difference. The big male pheasants score up to 29 points, and the females maybe 8 or 9 points, so there's at least double the score for males. But here with the ptarmigans, it's almost the same scores. So I'm going after the tracks. That's what I've learned so far. I track them down until I see fleeing tracks, and that part is similar to the cottontail rabbit hunting. That's really different. With the pheasants you can do that as well, but here with the ptarmigans, it's really the best way to find them. They're small birds. They blend in nicely into the environment. They're not easy to see. So basically the tactics that I have so far is run after them, and when I hear them, try to shoot them with the shotgun, and if they're too far away, I just let them land and pick them out with the there's one with the Plinkton. And now you can hear them. We can hear them flying down there somewhere. And this is already too far. I don't think I can hit it with the shotgun from here. So I will let it land. I still hear some. And the good part really is, what I really like is there's a lot of these birds around. There's a lot of tracks. So you will probably miss a lot of these birds with the shotgun, but there's so many around. The next chance is just around the corner. So I'll pick this one up, so don't forget it. It's a male again. 0.5 kilograms. And the female went down there somewhere. Yeah, I did see it run into shrubs, so maybe we'll have to go back. I did bring the spotting scope for these guys. So even the female is reddish. I already have a hard time finding it. Well then, let's find an elevated spot and flush it again. There she is. And down she goes. Don't be confused by the flapping of the wings. It goes like and you feel like, whoa, that bird is going fast. But it's not going as fast as you might think just by listening to that. Very nice feather work. Also here the feathers around the legs, very nicely done. 544. I think that's my biggest ptarmigan so far. And while we're at it, why don't we have a look at this bird? Really nice artwork. Especially the fur that they have brought into the game makes a lot of difference. This is really nice. So have a quick look at the clock. 11 real-time minutes, and we have 4 ptarmigans. So you can really run around, look for the tracks, and then flush them and listen, and go after them afterwards. There is no collar, no locator collar like there's for pheasants. So you cannot locate them in any way other than really finding tracks or spotting them somewhere. But really spotting is hard. After the animal was released today, I contacted EW. I have a contact there for the wiki stuff, and asked a few questions. And what I can tell is there is no rares, and the reason is there was no real evidence that there are rare ptarmigans. If you believe there are some, then you might want to bring this up in the forum or somewhere. But as far as the designers, they didn't really have good evidence for there to be rares. We will determine the CSS value again, of course, the cross species score. Usually this has been a community work. When you shoot a few animals, you can calculate that. What the guy from EW told me though is that it's gonna have the same, it does have the same multiplier as the ducks, which is 0.40, which I'm a bit surprised about. I think ducks are a lot easier to shoot than the ptarmigans. Of course, for the ducks you need a lot of equipment and stuff, and these guys you can just run down. But the shooting is really hard. I think I was actually lucky with the shotgun before. I had a lot of misses today already. I've been running into areas and just whistled with the F key, and I had ptarmigans fly up and away. So you can be lucky. We can try this up here on the next hill. I don't want to be down here in the trees really, because then they're even harder to see. So let's go up that hill and just whistle and see if, or especially here, if there's anything around. Whoa, we can hear lots. We can hear lots. But I found it really hard to spot them afterwards because they're so tiny. Even if they're flapping wings, their flight is fairly stable. They're almost gliding with flapping wings, and I have a hard time seeing them really. So even if I had just at least 2 ptarmigans that were flushed, I didn't see any of them. But what you can do is, of course, run after the noise. It'll be near the bird, not the noise. So I had one that felt like it was going down here somewhere. The distance where it flies might be this one. So now here you go. This is the fleeing one. This is number 3. This is number 4. This is what I meant before. This we had already. So the groups are large. Oh, there's one. I spot one. Where are you? Oh, right here. And again, I see none. Maybe your eyesight is better than mine is. 525. But I really have a hard time seeing them. But I hear them and I follow the noise much more than I follow the a visible bird. There's another flapping bird. They flee about, I want to say 50-60 meters, then they glide down and they stay still. So you saw just that bird on the ground that I shot cowardly from 3 meters away. That was a flushed bird that would just sit there. That's very similar to the rabbits, to the cottontail rabbits. When you get too close to them, at least they run away. These guys sit there like the pheasants. You almost have to bump into them to get them go away again. Again in the trees. Let's try our luck. There is one. And you can see with the shotgun, it's too far away. There's the bird. And that's why we brought the 22 rifle. I think you're even fine with the normal scopes. I mean, this is a special scope. If you have it, great. Otherwise, I do not think you need to buy it just for the ptarmigan, because as you can see, the shot distance here is, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 meters. Well, it'll tell us right away now. Oh, I did hit it with the shotgun. One pellet, or at least not enough pellets hit it, but it was not enough to down it. And then the shot was 73 meters. Score 527. The female is still the highest. So as you can see, 73 meters, you can go with the normal scopes. I love this scope anyway. I use it a lot for longer shots, but I guess here for the ptarmigan, you will be fine with normal scopes. It's not super long shots. And lots of tracks. I have to say I haven't tried the southern part of the map, but I cannot imagine that should be much different. There's really a lot of tracks here, a lot of birds. This is even a new one. I think you will be tracking or leveling up your tracking fairly fast. There's one. There's another one flying. Lots and lots of birds. So let's see, I believe this is number 7. Another female. Scores is all in the same range. It'd be interesting to hear or to see if they actually score the same, males and females. Let me do this. I'm going to pause the game and quickly look at the scorecard to see how they're scored. Well, here I'm back. Guess what? It's the weight. It's simply the weight. So nothing with the feathers, no spurs, no other characteristics that would make a difference in the score. It's simply the weight. With the turkeys, it's the weight and the beard and the spurs. So the weight plays a role. Same goes for ferals and wild boars, where the weight is part of the score. But here this is like all the hares and rabbits and all the ducks and geese, simply the weight. And so far the female 544 is leading. There's not too many fleeing tracks, so this bird might be sitting here already, unless it had come down and fleed again. That's possible, of course. Takes me down into the trees again. I tried to shoot a few here in the trees, and you really have to be lucky. There it continues. If you haven't seen any of the ibex videos, if you're new to the game, try ibex hunting. This is fun. This is a great place. Just a little note on the side. You might have seen the tracks now. So the ptarmigan was walking around again, and maybe it sits somewhere. Maybe it has fled again. I would love to know if you can actually track him down and really spot them. I think the one number 5 that we shot was a little bit lucky. Yes, it has fled again, so we'll go after it. So shooting will make him flee. Running doesn't really. And I can spot it. Where are you? Oh, right here. Look, right here. Sorry, lady. Whoa! Did you see that? That's a new experience. I have never seen a bird fly away before when you shoot it. .6, new record, 579 for this hunt. This is the best bird. And we continue to shoot ptarmigans. 8 ptarmigans in 23 minutes. You can tell it's not too hard. Especially if you watch the right videos. Wink wink. No, really, I did go out first. I expected I flush them and I shoot them in the air from far with the shotgun and everything. So it's more like a pheasant experience or a duck experience. But you really have to track them down. It's much more the tracking that will let you find them. And the whistling, the blind whistling, which I'm going to repeat once more up here on this hill. I know there is a fleeing bird. I know there's at least one around. And I will just go up here again and whistle. How's my shotgun doing anyway? Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. I have spotting information. I don't want to spook it. It's very similar to the snowshoe hares. When you see the spotting, just take your time. Maybe even take out the rangefinder or the binos until you know where it is. Well then let's oh, I think it sits back here somewhere. Oh, what the heck, I'm gonna flush it. Where are you? Ah, there it is. It's a male. We hear flapping in this direction. Seriously, when I heard this flapping first, I was like, whoa, that is a fast bird. And then it just glides and flaps wings. It's not really... it's not the same speed. Wrong weapon, this one I want to have. This might be the fleeing track. What I've seen is when they flee to the edge, they actually turn around. Must have to do with the calculation. It's similar to pheasants. They will not cross rivers, just where there's just water. And the ptarmigans don't just fly down there somewhere. They stay either above or below these cliffs. I'm not sure totally about it. I just noticed that they turned around. There's another one. Lots of flapping. So if my theory is right, it's not going to be down there. It should stay up here, above the edge. Where are you? So let's see if my theory is right. He turned around here. Because that will make it a lot easier, of course, if you don't have to jump up and down these cliffs here to go after the birds. So these guys turned. And I'm expecting to run into it soon. With the pheasants, it's very clear when they fly and when they run. They run in the woods and they fly in the open. And I think it's similar with the ptarmigans. I haven't seen enough of them yet. I cannot really tell for sure. But in the woods they run, or in rocks. But then they fly up. So we might be just running around them here. Oh, right here. And there's more over there. It's crazy. There's so many birds. There she is. And I think she's a dead bird. And I think I was right. Great weapon, this rifle. Did anyone keep count? I think we're going towards 10 now. The clock is almost at 12. So in 30 minutes, 10 birds. Once you figure out how they work, how they function, how they behave, it becomes easier. One thing I really like, so there's a number of things I like about this bird compared to the pheasant, which I'm going to, because it's the other similar upland fowl. The feathers are a lot better. The looks overall are a lot better. When they flee, that's another thing that I've seen. The pheasants will fly up straight in the direction that they face, so you can even make them fly towards you. These guys don't. It's similar to geese and ducks. They fly away from you, no matter what direction they face. That is a big improvement, I think. That's another thing I like. One more thing I've noticed compared to the pheasants is the pheasants are too large, and once you shoot them, they shrink to the normal size. And these guys don't. I haven't seen these guys shrink when you shoot them. There's more. Wow. So that's another improvement. I think they might have copied the pheasants initially, I don't know, but they've certainly done a great job improving this bird, or making this bird. There's a lot of things that I like a lot more about this bird than I like with the pheasant. I like the things mentioned, the look, the behavior. Also they're harder to locate because there's no collar. I think that's a good challenge. And I think I'm out of more information. This is really all I've seen so far. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the ptarmigan. Go out and shoot a few. They're really fun to shoot. Thank you very much. Stay in touch. I hope you enjoyed, never got annoyed. Thank you very much. Stay in touch.